Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. First thing we are doing today is, well, we're almost topping off the sugar factory with our sugar beet, and then we got a lot of work to get to. It is February, so the only thing we can do in the fields for planting is cotton, but I do got some fertilizing to do. We got to take care of the production buildings, we got to take care of the animals, all that stuff. So when March rolls around, hopefully we can focus more on the fields rather than the production buildings and the animals. The sugar factory should be almost, I don't want to say almost full, but it's getting up there. That's going to be good for a little bit of a while. The main thing we got to get down this morning is the wool. I was just checking to see how much wool we had from the sheep. Not even 2,000 liters, so this factory should zip right on through it. And this is kind of key for us because we know how much the clothing can bring in. You know what? It may not be as much as last year because the way the cycles have gone between the cotton and the wool, I may not have enough wool to produce as much clothing as we did the previous season. But it's still going to be over 1 million, I do believe. I mean, we still got the whole month of February, we got March, and then we got kind of April, because we usually sell in April anyways. So, before we get doing a lot of work ourselves, we are going to get ourselves a worker to start planting the cotton in the fields. So the two cotton fields, neither one has been fertilized if I remember correctly, and I probably don't, so I should check on that. Not that it matters, the fields are getting planted today, and if I haven't got a second stage of fertilizer into them, then we'll just have to get it at a later date. Let me just double check on what's going on here. It's been about 4 days since I've actually been on the map, and for me that's a long time in between. So my memory sucks if it's been more than 5 minutes, so I better double check. Yeah, this cotton field not fertilized, this one not fertilized. Oh yeah, I gotta fertilize this field. I'm not sure what course play was doing here, plus we ran out of manure and also ran out of slurry in this field also. Alright, let's bring the Lamborghini up, and that'll probably hitch on up to you know what? Because that should be on course play. I wonder if the course is still set. And it should be getting the slurry directly right from the cow barn. So if I just hire a worker, they should continue on, hopefully? Question mark? Alright, so they're going to finish that up in a matter of seconds. So in the meantime, we're going to come up here to the T8. Let's fire that up. I probably did check, how much slurry do we have? 135,000 liters, and what do we got for manure? 114. Well, I can probably get the that field that's somewhat fertilized, the vegetable field. I can probably get that one fertilized today. Let me bring this over here. And then we'll grab the Challenger. And like I said, we got to get a worker to start planting the cotton. I mean, I don't have to rush the cotton. As long as it's planted in this in-game month, we are fine. But I would rather get a worker going on it. So need fertilizer, and we need a little bit of seed. Uncover that. Should be kind of interesting when we finally do sell our clothing for this year, and the candy, and the other things. So sometime in June, of course that loan's going to drop quite a bit, right? It'll be nice that every month, maybe when we go to bed. Right now, when we go to bed, sometimes we make a profit, sometimes we don't. All depends on how windy of a day it is for our wind turbine to make as much money as it possibly can. But we are teeter-tottering with our loan interest on either making money or not making money through the night. But I'm hoping after the clothing and the candy by June, that should be at least $2 million paid off. And that'll bring us down below $4 million on the loan, and I think at that point, you would hope that we should start making some money every night. All right, let me go ahead and switch this over to cotton. Did I go by it? Just a lot of crops. There we go. Yeah, so our worker has missed a few areas here and there. I'm getting to the point where I may start saying good enough, because that's where I'm kind of getting in the series. I'm not trying to rush the series or saying I'm tired of it, but it's not like I don't want to spend an extra 10 minutes just to cover little parts of the field with fertilizer if I don't need to. Well, I mean, I need to, but You know what I'm saying? Is it worth it at this point? And most would argue it probably is. And let's unfold this. We get her, like I said, herself a worker, and probably just starting somewhere like right about here should be good. I would like to plant the other field ourselves if I get the time to do so, but we shall see how today goes. Alright, so wait for the screen to do that. Alright, and we need to be over here, create job. Yep, that should do. 2 headlands, 1% overlap, yada yada. Everything looks good. And we got crop going in the ground for year, technically I think it's year number 7. Alright, you get to work, sir, or ma'am, whoever's in charge there, I'm not too sure. We need to jump back over to our T8. Drop off our forage wagon, because I got to get hay, it's technically hay. And we also got to get TMR for the cows. I could sell some stuff today. We got a good amount of stuff that we could sell. The pricing is looking somewhat good. But if I can wait... Oh, that's right. It's got to be... it's got to be the Lamborghini job that's done. Like, wait a minute. My worker's already done planting cotton? That was quick. Yeah, if I can wait until we can sell the clothing and just get one really good payday, that'd be nice. So for the wall, I'm backing in here at this point because this trailer... will not auto-load from the rear, but it should from the side. If I do that, and then do that, am I not? Oh, it did load it. I was just looking too far back on the trailer. Those kind of blend into the trailer a little bit. Yep, climb the wall a little bit. I can leave that door open because, well, that's where the hay's got to go. I double-checked on the sheep just to make sure, because I was like, oh, only two pallets since I unloaded it. I don't remember what time last month I unloaded the wool out the sheep's pen, so... but we got what we got. But I did double-check. We still got a full pen of sheep. And it shouldn't matter if it's male or female. I don't know if the age matters with the... is it the Enhanced Animal Mod? I forgot what it's technically called that we use. But I don't know if the animals, as they get older, they produce less wool and milk and or eggs, depending on, you know, the type of animals that we're using. Alright, so we'll get some fabric out of that, which will be made into clothing, of course. Now, we do have some honey that needs to be moved. Yeah, remember all the candy that we got? That's a lot of candy. But that'll be sold in June, and we're still making candy as we speak, all the way on through. Right, let's go ahead and take care of the sheep, and then we'll bring the forage wagon over, and as that's filling up, we'll probably grab the Lamborghini and maybe the manure spreader, and we'll start taking care of the other field that is kind of fertilized. Okay, I do need to check on how much hay is actually in the sheep's feed trough. So if we come over to here, 8,000, okay, so about 17,000 liters. Any more than that, and then I'll have leftovers, but I do got my silo down here as a safe keep in case I overload on something. We can just dump anything into that silo. But I'd rather not do it, so maybe we'll just say 15,000 liters of hay. So we do got 43,000 in the bank account, so that's going to get us through the month. And maybe even get us all the way through until we sell the clothing. 15,000 liters is good. Okay, 16,103. That should be fine. I could also grab some silage and put that into the BGA just to make a little bit of extra cash. Yeah, I think currently, like between potato chips and I think even the dairy might be a good product to sell today if I needed some money. Just slalom on through here. Alright, let's see if I can back this up on my first try, which probably not. Although I did pretty good with the auto-loading trailer getting in there, but this is just a little bit more trickier. I think when that opens, it's going to push me forward and then out of the trigger. Or it's good to go. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and shut that door. Make sure we did get all the wool. We did. All right, so the sheep should be good for maybe 2 months, is it? All right, let's go get the process of the TMR filling up, because that takes like about 3 to 4 minutes or so. Now, I would take the Lamborghini right on down with the slurry tanker. But I think I was spreading solid manure in that field. If I were to do that, I would start double fertilizing in some areas. Not that it's a bad thing, but I think we'll grab the manure spreader. I think that's a wider working width also. We'll turn the engine off and let that fill it up. All right, the sheep. Yep, that's good. And as for the cows, I could give them some straw today. The telehandler is up there at the farm. Milk is, I mean, we kind of took care of it not long ago, but we didn't really take a whole bunch on out. I was getting ready to do something. Now I completely lost my train of thought, which is easy to do. What was I doing? I have no idea. Oh, I think I was getting ready to teleport over to the Lamborghini. I may hit a few spots as I go through here. Actually, I could set this out on a worker on another field right now. But I think I'd rather get the other one done. So actually what I could do is just leave this tanker right up here. And then I can set it on a worker later on. This vegetable field up here has not been fertilized yet. All right, spin around here. Let's go get the manure spreader. Try to be a little bit careful of our canola. Although I think it's still just in the first growth stage, so if I were to drive into it, nothing would really happen to it, although it looks kind of frozen this morning, so that's not good for it. Actually, how much horsepower? I've been using the T8 on that. I wonder how much horsepower this requires. Manure spreader 220. What is the Lambo? 246. Well, as we know in Tuscany, that may not be enough. But the field that we're going down to is a relatively flat field. So I think it'll be just fine. So I think next month is sugar beet and potato planting. I don't think the vegetables happen until April. And then I don't think soybeans go in until... Was it May that I had to wait for the soybeans to plant on this map? Well, I definitely know it's not this month. I definitely know soybeans are not next month either. Shouldn't take me too long to get this field fertilized, I hope. Yeah, I may sell the dairy today because I don't want that. What the heck happened there? That's the same corner I think I had problems with the Road Rager. Where the heck am I? It flung me all the way back to the potato plant. I need a tow truck. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, so when I get to this intersection from now on, if there's a car turning here, I'll have to rewatch it myself when I edit the video, but if there's a car turning there, I'm staying away from that intersection. That's been problematic for me since about 20 episodes ago. I did make a short video on that. And yeah, it's funny, but you just don't want it to happen to you too much. All right, so it's pretty easy to see where course play has been with the lime on the field. So we just need to continue what they were doing and kind of clean up the mess a little bit. Hoping I can get this done with what we have. Might be a little bit of overlapping here or there, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I don't mind if I miss tiny little pieces here and there by trying to stretch the working width. And might as well get the corner here. Actually, it looks like the worker was going up. I think right here is where they ended up stopping. I think. And that's the way it looks like. So... oh, that's right, there was snow in the forecast. Kind of forgot about that. Shouldn't stop our work that we need to be doing here today. Looks like just flurries anyways. And already in the forecast we can see sun is not too far out. Oh, is this the forecast I remember now where it was just going to snow for like an hour? Well, we can deal with snow for an hour. Spreading the good stuff. I can pretty much smell it, actually. I'm very used to the smell of manure being spread on the fields. See, how's our worker doing? Oh, so it looks like the cotton field is just about done. Yeah, we'll have to tidy that up a little bit. Cotton is very important. It was mentioned, I don't know if it was last episode, but maybe I could buy some cotton? Or, no, sorry, they said wool. Just to keep the production going. I'd rather not buy the wool. I mean, it's not a bad idea, because we'll definitely make money from buying the wool and converting it all the way over to clothing. But I'd rather just go ahead and have everything made right off our farm as is and not buy anything extra. Nothing wrong with outsourcing some products once in a while. $4,205 Is that enough to cover what I got left here? I'm guessing not. I'm guessing it's going to be just enough to, you know, make me have to go back and get this a little bit to finish up the field. Although, if I time it right here, maybe I can squeeze it on out. It's going to be rough. $45, not really a lot, but I think I'm going to call it good. So if I'm having to come all the way back here just for this. Didn't even have enough to even cover that. But we'll call that good. I mean, it's just a little tiny spot. It's vegetables. We do have plenty of them currently, so not too concerned about it. But let me bring this back. The T8 should be done filling up with TMR, and we'll take care of the cows, at least for now. And then probably hop on into the Challenger. We'll finish this cotton field down here that needs some work done into it. I'm getting nervous about the traffic now. And then we'll hop on over to the other cotton field and get that planted. Manure spreader is back in its place and it's full of manure. And if you look in the hill over there, the Lambo is now spreading slurry in that field. So that field will be all set for whatever vegetable we decide to plant in there. Doesn't really matter. We got 3 veggie fields. We just pick a vegetable. Just make sure we plant one of each. Red beet, parsnips, and carrots. Just slide on into here. And while that is emptying and we're waiting for it, we're going to go ahead and just grab some bales here. I think I tried to grab 6 last time. Where's that trigger? There it is. I knew it was there somewhere. We'll grab 6. Make sure the cows can keep on producing that solid manure. Wait, where's my... Oh, there you are. So I'll pick up 3 and 3. Am I too low? There we go. Kind of. Try to take it easy here. Don't want the bales toppling over. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, floating bales. You on enough? They're on enough. Didn't really square myself up too well with these bales, but we're moving them. Don't know if the other bales dropped down. Yeah, they did that time. We'll get close enough to give these assistants to go on down. I don't know why the bales float like that, unless you're right next to them. But there we go. The cows should be good on straw now. And they should be good enough on TMR also. Actually, the T8 is going to stay right there. If I can wiggle my way out of there. And I guess I'm putting the telehandler in this bay here. And the Lambo can park right next to it. We got plenty of room. Alright, speaking of the Lambo, yep, they're doing good. Looks like 2 headlands may have been too much. Because now they're going to zigzag back and forth and maybe waste some slurry. Anywho, I need to jump into here. And I need to go around and tidy up this field a little bit. As for the edges, not too worried about the edges. But let me go around and clean up this field. Then I'll head back to the farm, top off with fertilizer and seed. And we'll get the other cotton field done in a jiffy. Just as I finished topping off the planter with seed and fertilizer, got the notification that the worker's done up here, already spraying the slurry on the field. I'm probably going to get hung up on this gate at some point today. Yep, there we go. Surprised it took that long to get caught on the gate or the shed that's right next to it. See how the worker did up here. Kind of a weird-ish shaped field. Looks like they missed a few, or no, that's right, that's a shadow. That's a shadow from the power line. I thought they missed like the center of the field. Overall, they did pretty good. This field here with this planter is not going to take us long at all. So that's going to leave. So I got to fertilize the cotton field. These fields will get fertilized when we plant in them. Then I got to fertilize this cotton field and the soybean field. And that's going to, I got to refresh my memory on the soybeans. Is it? It is May. Okay. It is May that we got to plant the soybean. And it should be potatoes next month and sugar beet next month. And then the veggies are all in April. Yes. All right. Put the planter down. Fire it up. And let's get this cotton planted in. So all the veggie fields have been fertilized. Yeah, so sugar beet, potato. So as I'm planting in March, we can go ahead and fertilize the cotton field and the soybean field with either solid or slurry or artificial fertilizer. We got 3 choices. Give the cows another month to produce some more fertilizer for us. Now, if we were running precision farming, I could be fertilizing as we go and only have to do it once. And soybean doesn't require any fertilizer whatsoever. Good old soybean. Yeah, I think we'll hold on to selling anything this month, and we'll just go on into next month, next episode. potato planting will take a while because we don't have that big of a planter. Now this planter, well, not this particular planter, but this model, not this model, but this planter in this mod set can do potatoes, but it's the other model. The only problem with it is it plants, I think, at 32 miles an hour. I'm okay with the, I think it's 16 that this can do. Especially when you got a lot of fields to do and you're trying to just make videos on it. If I was doing base game at like 9 miles an hour, it would take me almost twice as long to get these fields done. And before you know it, we're going to be right back into harvest season in like 3 more episodes. Just as soon as you get done planting, we'll be harvesting those oats. Of course, we will have the grass field to cut at some point in between. Probably just keep on making some silage with it. I don't think I need any more hay currently. But we will have a check like we always do in spring. It's about the only times I check on the hay is in spring when it gets ready for the first cut, just to see how the numbers are. And on the the last cut of the season for grass, just to make sure I have enough hay to get me through winter, which we usually do because we only have 48 sheep. So it's not like we need a whole lot of hay. I think it's under 100,000 liters is all we require for the year. So 1 grass cut is all we need to keep the sheep fed. But we've been stockpiling up through the years. So we got a little bit of extra. Did it miss that spot? Or is that a spot that was not harvested? Must be a spot that wasn't harvested. So the texture is going to look a little different. Yeah, even the Challenger with its 550 to 580 horsepower, pulling up the planter up this hill. Did not think I was going to have a tractor this big on this series when I started it. But didn't take long before I realized we're going to need it. Yeah, I think just going around the field is going to be the best way to get this done at a reasonable time. We're not struggling that much going up the hill. And going across, which will put less strain on the equipment, is much narrower than the up and down part. That new greenhouse that we purchased, yeah, we're not going to be buying any more of those greenhouses, even though the bonsai, eucalyptus, and cypress do sell pretty good for 1,000 liters. It doesn't produce even 1,000 liters per month. So, yeah, when I first saw the numbers, I was like, whoa, this thing is going to maybe do wonders for us, maybe too much. I'm glad it doesn't do too much. Kind of like the oil refinery on American Falls. Although, I'm not going to complain that we had the oil refinery on American Falls because that series, I think, kind of stalled this a little bit in the middle because we were just kept waiting for the money to come on in to be able to purchase the things that we needed. So the oil refinery did us pretty well. It's always a hard kind of thing to do, trying to keep the videos interesting in the middle of a series when you hit just a little bit of a lull, because you're in that part of where you got equipment on the farm. You don't want to keep doing contracts, at least I try not to unless I really need to. And try to keep it interesting by using the different equipment that you have on the farm. I guess that'd be the one good thing about playing on normal economy or easy economy. I can, instead of buying the vehicles, I could just, lease and use a different implement or a different tractor almost every time. But I've been never one for leasing equipment. Although the series of Goldcrest Valley, where the challenge was we couldn't buy anything new for the farm. The only things we could buy outright was from the used selection from the store. So in the beginning we were leasing quite a few items, but I think I ended up leasing the same things because you got to use what your farm needs for the fields that you have. Alright, so this cotton field is planted and fertilized. It needs another stage of fertilization. If I come right back in here with the Lambo and the slurry spreader, that would probably go ahead and get that stage done for us. Although I'm not sure the Lambo and the slurry spreader would work too well on that hill. That may need the T8. Let's bring this back to the farm. We'll top this off with liquid fertilizer and seed and get it all set for... Actually, I'll start switching that over now to sugar beet, because that's what I'll be planting next. Okay, that symbol's parsnips, which is pretty close to the sugar beet. The sugar beet is just the fatter cousin of the parsnip, it looks like. Oh, yeah, I should be going down that road and then cutting across the field, because this is not going to turn that well to get in here. Now, the weird thing is, when I come in with this setup, I never clip the fence or the shed. At least I don't think I have. But leaving, I tend to clip it half the time. Alright, fertilizer, seed. Put the covers back on. Leave that right there. Let's jump into that Lambo and see a better view of how we did. Where are we here? Okay, you just missed a few corner pieces. Nothing bad at all, really. Did better than what I thought you did. We'll spray that. Seems like I'm wasting the slurry just a little bit because I'm covering way more of an area than I need to. But I cannot adjust to working width of the slurry sprayer. I thought at some point that we would be upgrading this, but honestly this has been working out rather well for us. Also, I gotta remember that we got digestate at the BGA, so when I run out of slurry, we could use digestate. Oh yeah, the Lambo does not like going up the hill with a full tanker of slurry. And you know what? We are up here with the Lambo and the slurry tanker. Why not bring it over now to that cotton field that we just planted and get a worker started on it? Ooh, can it manage it though? Maybe not. Maybe I should stick to my plan of getting the T8 for it. So, the other field, it may do just fine. Actually, that's got a little bit of a hill on it also. Yeah, it's also too bad, although it hasn't really bothered me since, but I just thought of it now, that I couldn't delete these olive groves and expand the sugar beet field. Not that, you know, I think the reason why it hasn't bothered me too much is because we have plenty of sugar beet, so expanding the sugar beet field was not really needed. Alright, bring you right on over here. First off, is going to accept, yes it will accept it. I just want to make sure that it would accept the slurry right off. Alright, let me go ahead and get a worker going over here. Two headlands, 1%. Yeah, that should be good. I think it's going to probably run out of slurry. But if it does, it does. Not that big of a deal. Don't spray me with a slurry. And that should be, yep, fertilized 100%. We are good. We are good. So the cotton is in. The animals are taken care of for the month. They should be. We got our clothing shop back up and running. And we're getting the fields fertilized. So yeah, next episode we should be into the month of March. And we'll get the potato planting going in both fields. And we'll get the sugar beet planting going. And yeah, we got a little bit more fertilizing to do in the soybean field and the cotton field that we were just in. Maybe do that with manure in the T8. We could probably do it with that because I think we're going to use all the slurry in this field and then some. But anyways, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And if you haven't done so already and think about doing so, might want to hit that subscribe button as well. But that is where we're going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.